How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Coffee and Juice. So I think we have to feel bad for the younger generation. It's not really because they have no sense of style and they have that stupid broccoli haircut, but it goes a little deeper than that. Could you imagine dating in this day and age, 2024, if we had to put this in a time capsule? Now, organically meeting people in general is usually very, very hard. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the younger people, but this is going to go throughout all age ranges that obviously tune into the channel. So every girl pretty much has an OnlyFans or a Snapchat. They got an Instagram, they got a Facebook. So right off the bat, the accessibility to your potential future wife or girlfriend that you're seeking out, already there's main issues. And you know who really hit it on the head? And it's going to sound funny, is Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. Now, obviously, you see, I'm laughing. The guy was a criminal, but he wrote a couple of books. If you don't know who he is, besides the criminality, he was a 15-year-old genius that ended up being accepted to Harvard, and then he lost his mind, possibly due to A, B, and C, if you followed his story. But now, your potential girl that you want to wife up, the Instagram, the Facebook, Snapchat. I mean, we could go on and on and on. So we got the accessibility angle of your potential girl, right? So then another thing to consider with this OnlyFans, we spoke about accessibility, is that basically nobody wants to work anymore. That's number one. And number two is your potential girl is going to have a conversation with you that's going to sound like this. Hey, that's just how I make my money. So now there's not only the accessibility, it's just that the prized goods that should only be yours is out there for $4.99 a month, and anybody could basically creep on your girl. So when we think about this regarding the Ted Kaczynski reference that I made to you, if you're not familiar, obviously he was an advocate or lobbied against technology because he knew that society wouldn't be able to handle it. And one way it manifested itself is what I'm talking about with you today. That if you're a younger person, older person, if you want to be out there in the mix and meet somebody, when I was growing up, remember I'm almost 50, your main competition was whoever went to your school and who was ever in a 10 to maybe 15-mile radius in either direction was who you were competing against to get the attention of a woman. But now you go on Instagram, and this goes for guys and girls. You can go to, Czechoslovakia, and you can look at this girl and that girl, and it kind of blurs the lines on what's normal and what could be accessible. So now it's very, very hard. And as you can see, what's happening is that, number one, I've done a couple of pieces on this. Nobody wants to get married. Nobody wants to have children. Now, to get a little political with you, why do you think there are so many migrants coming in? Now, this is just not in America. If you pay attention to geopolitics, this will probably get banned. What's happening is that nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to have kids. Obviously, the cough precipitated a lot of this mentality. But when we go back to technology and feeling bad for just men in general, and we can also include women in there, but this is a guy's channel. So the thing is that it's very, very, very hard to meet somebody. And then all these other mitigating factors for you. And you could be the best looking guy in the world. You could have a ton of money. But the problem is, I go back to accessibility and the idea that technology is totally, in a way, destroying the perception of reality, or this new reality, or this brave new world that everyone's experiencing. And also another thing, I speak about this OnlyFans thing. Everybody wants to be famous. Obviously, I'm different. I'm a humanitarian philanthropist. I do this for you, pro bono. But everybody, it doesn't matter if you're 60, 70 years old. And the way I figured this out recently is that when I got a camera in my hand, it's almost like a beacon. Everybody's got to look, right? But it was never like this. And also people are shameless now, meaning that guys and girls, what they'll say and what they'll do for clicks. I mean, like I said, if you listen to the channel before, I'm more of an Instagram guy regarding consuming my media because it's a little basically mindless, and sometimes I need that. But the way society is going, and once again, I go back to say, hey, you know what? I feel bad for these younger kids because at least when we were a little older, things were like normal. You know, the guys were kind of normal, the girls were normal. But now it's just like very, very normal for a woman to say, yeah, I have an OnlyFans. I basically take my clothes off and I do other things on, if you want to get this membership, just to make $1. Now, I mean, we could judge people, and obviously I'm judging people, is that ethos and morality are completely out the window. So look, coffee and juice. Once again, I'm here to uplift you.